In a world where sports take center stage, four voices rise above the noise. Welcome to the Unfiltered Sports Podcast, where raw meets real, honesty has no off-season, and nothing gets sugar-coated. Hosted by Todd, Maddie, Dominic, and Randy. This isn't just another sports talk show. It's your weekly dose of unapologetic truth, gut-busting comedy, and hard-hitting analysis. From recaps to pick'ems, we break down the game like it's 4th and inches. No filters, no excuses. Just sports the way it was meant to be. Buckle up. This is the Unfiltered Sports Podcast.
Hey, welcome into another episode of Unfiltered Sports Podcast. I am your host, Todd Fox, along with the one, the only from Catella Chronicles, Mr.
Dominic Lorenz. What's up, folks? Happy post-Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys out there. And I'll push the buck down to Matt, coming at number 3 right there on the screen.
What's happening, everybody?
We'll get hit. Oh, go ahead, man.
No, I just said welcome back.
Okay. And then at the end right there, Randy, producer to the stars. What's up, my man?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the, I was going to say One Jets pod. Welcome back to the Unfiltered Sports Pod.
Absolutely. And we're happy to be back as we will sum up week 13 and talk about week 14. There's a crazy amount to talk about, so we hope that you will chime in on the comments. Week 13, however, how we do it on this show is we're going to start off by letting you know, once I pass the buck over to Randy once more, he's going to let you know who was the winners on the pick'ems by the fans and who did what in our standings as far as the four of us on our weekly pick'ems, who's in the lead, who gets the coveted song and the charm of being number one once again. Well, no spoiler there. But let's talk about, before we do, we're going to have 2 topics after Randy takes care of the business, and then we're going to get into a recap of our teams and what they did, and then we're also going to break down every single football game, whether it's yours or not, and then we get into the 20-second rapid-fire picks for week 14, and we have a time limit, too, on the recaps, so it's not like we're going to go on for 20 minutes per game. We have a time limit, so hang in there, people. This show is being well run here. So, Randy, let's get it started. Who won this week? Damn it! Did I do it finally?
I don't want to know.
What? You know what? I think if it was any other fucking week, Matt could have won it. I could have won it, and Todd would have definitely fucking won it. But before we get into that, let's get into the 2 top weekly pickers of the week, starting with the viewer. All right, we had to throw Sonia a little shout out there. I mean, going 16-0, I mean, that calls for a little celebration. And of course, for I think like the fucking 1 millionth time this year,
he's the dominator, common denominator. Every week he wins, just a stone cold operator. A bad son of a gun, yeah, he's sharp as a tack. He wakes up pissing excellence, ain't no denying the fact. Nobody can touch him, he's the king of the game. Dominic Lorenz putting these pick'em chumps to shame. Dominic Lorenz, yeah, he's breaking the mold. Running the table, playing fierce and bold. When it's pick'em time, he's the man with a plan, making every call like he's holding the hand. Ain't no chance he'll miss, he's ahead of the rest. Dominic Lorenz, yeah, he's simply the best. So here's to the champ, to the one who won't quit. Dominic Lorenz, he's the king, that's it.
Let's
all
go,
right, Mr.
baby.
John, Mr. 16-0 this week. But
God damn.
before we get into it, the viewers, again, Sonia, 16-0. Mateo, God, I'd be pissed if I was him. Second place, 15-1. Mario coming in third place, going 13-3. Matt, I feel your pain down there, third, fourth place, coming in at 12-4. And then Rob, 11-5, gets him last place. Sonia improves to 120-61, Mateo to 91-40, Mario to 88-44, Rob 60-28, Matt 32-11. Again, they don't play for first through fifth because they all came in at different times. As far as the host, again, Dom with the big old 16-0.
Let's go.
14-2, second place. Matt, third place, 13-3. And of course, I'm coming down there in the butthole, the toilet zone, 12-4. That improves everybody. Dom to 137-58. Matt, 122-73. Gained like 2 games on me after I was going for second place this week. And Todd having a great fucking week. And we both are now tied for third place at 116-79. Fuck the world.
I'm coming for Matt, dude. That's what
Someone had to win.
Bastards.
Someone had to do it.
I felt so fucking good about this past week. And you know what? I'm not even mad I picked Cincinnati, because I tell you, any other week they'd have beat somebody's ass with that score.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. Well, guys, now that we know the records, we appreciate everyone chiming in once again. And also, we had a great week of pick'ems. I think this is obviously the best week out of any week. We had struggling weeks in the beginning of the season, but not this week.
Yours too, man.
Yeah, they killed it as well. So with that being said, we got 2 stories to get into, fellas. And I'm going to start with this one first, and that's out of Jacksonville. What happened with Trevor Lawrence and Shazier, or I forget how to say his name.
Al-Shazier.
Okay, former 49er. Obviously, there's a 49er tie. But here's the thing: the league sent down the 3-game suspension today, fellas. And first off, it's going to be a 2-parter, I think, or actually a 3-parter. And so if you could rapid fire your answers, we'd appreciate it. So here's how it is. Hang in there, guys.
30 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, 30 seconds. So first part of the question is, was it justified, the 3-game suspension? Number 2, could it have been avoided? And number 3, what were your thoughts on his comments claiming racism and Islamophobic-ism?
I'll go first on this one. I will say I agree with the 3-game suspension, because this year there has been a track record for him to hit against Caleb Williams and things that have happened in the past. So by his own accord, it kind of set up the precedence for himself. Was it necessary? I don't think so, but I think, and maybe we can talk about this once everybody talks, I'm blaming Patrick Mahomes for the quarterback fake slide swim move. So defensive people are a little defenseless, and the racism comments, you're trying to pander to the people. You're just dumb. Bye-bye. Let's not bring that into sports at this point. You did the deed. You're done.
All right, Matt.
For me, do I think it was a preventable hit? I don't think so. I think, him sliding like that, what can he do? Now, I agree, because he's a repeated offender, yes, you got to suspend him. So that's the only reason why I believe he got suspended, only because he's gotten penalized before in the past because of his late hits. As far as racism, I don't think it's racism, because, like I said, they're protecting the quarterback. It's a new era. You do some hits like that, and once again, you've been a repeat offender. So that's the only reason why they suspended him. Other than that, I don't think he gets suspended.
I'll say this. I'm at a point where when it comes to fucking any kind of racism talk, like, it better be fucking legit, or you better shut the fuck up, because, they throw racism in fucking everything nowadays. As far as, was it a preventable hit? I'm with you guys. I don't know. The game's played so fucking fast. We played ball in our days, and it's nowhere near as fucking as fast as it is in the pros, man. So, it just comes with the territory. I know why they flag it and all that. Is it preventable? I don't know, man. Do I agree with the suspension because of repeat offender? Yes.
Now, I will agree with what Matt said, or I think it was Dominic that said that, the Patrick Mahomes factor. the slider, does he not slide, go out of bounds or not, and he kind of dekes it. I do agree with that. Now I'm kind of disagree a little bit with Matt. If you saw the hit, he was leading with that forearm that had that protection, man, and he was going after him. And as far as my comments on it, I feel that you can't claim racism when 70% of the Jaguars who are African American wanted to beat his ass. I mean, they literally went after him and they were ready to rip him to shreds. And
the whole fucking team.
Yeah, they were ready to take him on. And I think we've seen this with other teams. And man, look, it's a dangerous sport. We've seen on one side Tua get injured by like random hits, not even anything bad. But we've also seen some really bad head hunting. Last question I'll ask you guys is this. I was listening to ESPN for some ungodly reason this morning, and Rex Ryan said that it was Trevor Lawrence's fault, and Chris Canty said that if that were his quarterback, he would put a bounty out on the opposing quarterback, and he would not leave the game. And if anyone got fined, they would put into that hat. Thoughts on that, guys, real quick?
I think the bounty situation, I think that's going to be a coach or personnel decision. I don't necessarily agree with the bounty situation. We saw where that got the New Orleans Saints a number of years ago. For Trevor Lawrence potentially being at fault, I think he's doing everything right in the play and getting down, sliding. I think the leverage, the kind of push forward with the forearm, if he went head first and kind of did a forward slide, I think he's still going to get hit. And maybe instead of kind of leaning back, he's going more top of the crown of the helmet. And that could cause maybe even a neck injury at that point. So I think it's at the bottom line end of the day, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I'm still on the side of things of the whole quarterback deking situation. Do I go out and then fake you and run around? That has caused quarterbacks to be susceptible and put defensive players kind of liable in that sense where, again, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Well, I'm like this, once the quarterback starts running, he's liable to get hit. And so I know he slid, but, the defender is trying to tackle. That is football. You're trying to tackle the person. And once, like I said, when the quarterback starts running, he's liable to get, he's free to get hit too, just like anybody else. So again, I don't know if he could have, jumped over him, turned his body to avoid hitting him. I mean, your momentum, you're running full speed, you're going for the tackle. It's a bang bang situation. Again, like I said, I don't know if he could have prevented it. I do agree with the suspension. And as far as the comments, no bounty, man. Bounty. We saw what happened with the Saints years ago. You say bounty, it's automatic.
Yeah, it's like they want defenders to levitate. It's ungodly.
Those are the guys on ESPN, man. I'm just repeating what they're saying. So go for it, Randy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it's the fucking quarterback's fault. I actually didn't see the Rex Ryan segment this week at all, but I don't know how it's his fault. Like Matt said, and Dom said, he's doing everything within the perimeters of the rules. I mean, that's what a quarterback has to do in order to draw a flag, in case a hit like that happens. I don't know how you can blame the quarterback, man. I mean, it's like I said, it's bang, bang. I mean, from what I see, I'd have to go back and look at the play, but to me, it was bang, bang. He slid, got cracked. The other team probably thought, well, fuck, you hit my quarterback like that, I'm going to go after you. I mean, you got to do something, you know what I mean? You got to protect your quarterback.
Yeah. It's like baseball. You hit our guy, we're going to hit one of your guys back. It's that unwritten, who's who situation.
Yep, that's true. That is true. Now, guys, let's move on to story number two. Story number two. And I was going to bring I think Matt remembers this. I had that tinfoil hat and I should have brought it out because listen, I'm not one of these tinfoil hat kind of like conspiracy dudes, but I think this week is finally, because all the talk online and whatever you hear or see is the refs are the 12th man for the Chiefs. And I'm like, come on, guys. I know he gets some calls because he's Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs have benefited, but I'm raising an eyebrow, but I'm not fully convinced. Guys, are you convinced after what happened? Because there was a shotgun play. The Raiders were clearly in field goal range. There was a clear false start by half the line, and the receiver wasn't set, or the tight end was still asking the ref, hey, are the receivers set? He's giving the thumbs up to the ref. Everybody jumped. The ball fumbles. The ref on the sideline says false start. All of a sudden, the refs convey, and it's an illegal procedure. And because the Chiefs get the ball, the Raiders lose. Guys, thoughts on that bizarre ending?
It's been a conspiracy theory. I've said this for the past year. Randy can remember last year during One Jets pod time when we were podcasting. I said this numerous times. It has been a situation after situation, and I don't care what the Chiefs do. They can be a talented team and what so, but they should have 4 or 5 losses to their credit at this point right now. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I know Matt's going to say whatever he wants to say about them running the table maybe and such, but we got to look back at the rule. If a ref is saying false start clearly on national television.
Hey, don't be so disrespectful, okay?
Don't be using me to get your point across, man. Don't be using me to get your point across. First of all, let me tell you something, man. I don't know what y'all talking about. The Chiefs don't have no 12s or anything like that. Look, let's be real. The Raiders are tanking anyway. They're probably happy they didn't make that call so they can lose. Okay, so I don't want to hear nothing about that. I tried to tell y'all a week ago the Chiefs are going to run the table. Y'all didn't want to hear it. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. I said they were going to go undefeated. That didn't happen. My bad. I can be wrong once, but I ain't going to be wrong twice, all right? So check this out. No, the refs is not in their back pocket. I don't want to hear that no more. Okay, stop. Give this team credit. And yes, go Cowboys.
So dumb. You are really dumb. I'm just kidding. No, actually, I'm kind of siding with Matt here.
Thank you.
Well, what one? I know. Fucking, nah, that's hell freezing over. Listen, first of all, if everything that Todd was saying was fucking going on, why is the center snapping the ball? Why aren't you calling timeout? And second of all, no, the refs were not in the back pocket because the fucking Seahawks rented the Chiefs refs this week. Next.
Checkmate. That's what you call a checkmate, guys.
You know, I had more to elaborate on that one, Dominique, but I'll just leave it right there. We'll see the next debacle that happens in the NFL.
Honestly, if the Raiders win that game, you might have seen Raiders Chiefs have not a brawl, but a little scuffle on the field like Michigan, Ohio State, and all the college games, because the Raiders would have had nothing but talk after what happened over the past year.
Oh yeah, there would have been a Kermit the Frog making an appearance at some point. Now, who wants to go first? As far as it's the part of the show where we jump into our games, our personal games that we talk about, and we'll spend 2 minutes on our team, and then we move. We all get a rebuttal on that person's team, and then we move on to the next team. So, who wants to go first?
I feel Matt should go first because his team won on a holiday.
I'll start off first.
Yeah. Well, first, before you go, Matt, Cowboys 5-7. They win their first game at home. And they beat the mighty Giants that are now 2-10, 27-20. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
You're going to be disrespectful by adding our record like that, man. Nobody needs to know our record. What matters is we just won 2 in a row. And look, I told y'all, the Cowboys are still in this thing. Y'all didn't want to believe me. I got my Cowboy blanket right here. Thanks to my girl. Thank you, man. And second of all, let me tell you something.
Well,
yes, it was a close
you might
game.
want to go night-night and cover yourself.
Hey, man, don't
up.
worry about that. It was a close game, all right? It was a close game. We should have blown out the Giants more, but it's okay, all right? We're getting our defense back. DeMarion Overshawn, oh, my goodness, man. I can't say nothing else about him. He's been the saving grace for our team. Michael Parsons back. He's been talking smack and backing it up, finally. We got the Bengals this Monday. Come on now. What's his name? Burrow is hurt. This is the perfect opportunity. Guys, listen, if we beat the Bengals on Monday, we go 6-7. All right, see, that sounds a lot better, right, than 5-7. We go 6-7, and then we go beat Washington again, and then we're going to beat Philly again. Next thing you know, we're going to go 10-7. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm trying to tell y'all, just like I told y'all about the Dolphins and the Chiefs, we'll talk about the Dolphins later. The Cowboys are back in it. We're back in it. It was a good game. A lot of good stuff happened. Rico Dowdle, first time going over 100 yards in over 100 and some days or whatever it may be. It's okay. You know, we needed that. We needed that beat up the little kid game. because the Giants are little kids to me. Everybody know that. First of all, don't be talking about no delusional. I don't want to hear none of the comments. Y'all stop laughing. The Cowboys are back. I'm trying to tell you we're going to go 10-7. Hallelujah. Book it. I don't even need 30 more seconds, but if y'all want to hear me rant, let's go. Thought Maddie will be wearing his leprechaun hat when the Cowboys win. No, I'm saving that for when we make the playoffs, okay? I'm trying to tell y'all it's going to happen. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all kept saying I'm delusional. Randy, Dom, Todd, what's happening? All I got to say is, Cowboys, baby, we coming back, and it's going right there. I'll see you all 5 more weeks. Stop thinking ahead, Todd. You know how it is. Let's go.
I'm just going to say, all I'm going to say is this. Dallas had to do something for charity on Thanksgiving.
I mean, what you mean? You know what?
Charity needed to be done, and Dallas does the charities work. Good for Dallas to do, charity work on Thanksgiving.
Our first win at home.
Again,
it's moving up.
You're giving charity. Look at that. They dole out charity at the season of giving.
Takes one to build a empire.
You know what? Look, I'll just say this: the Giants, they had to go with their number 1 quarterback, which is Drew Lock. Dallas. I mean, how the hell did Dallas beat the great Drew Lock and that mighty Giants?
Yeah, he played good.
Look, the Cowboys got to win. That's great. They beat a real bad team. That's great. There's a chance I'll pick them to beat the Bengals. Chance. And, but you're delusional, Matt. Look, I love you, man, but there's no way they're making the playoffs, bro. There's no way they're going to make the playoffs.
That wild card is iffy. Everybody in that wild card.
You got to catch Minnesota or Green Bay. Ain't going to happen, man.
You have got to be shitting me. You beat the
you guys say Minnesota
Giants.
All of a sudden they good.
Bro, that's like beating the fucking Jets and be like, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl.
You saw what the Jets did to the
everybody's
Seahawks.
beating the fucking
You see
Jets.
what the Jets did to the Seahawks?
Everybody's beating the Jets, just like everybody's beating the fucking Giants. It's no major feat. What? That's like going out west and beating the Raiders and like, oh, we're the best of all time.
Hey, man.
Bro, the Cowboys are crap.
You gotta win.
You beat a team that was worse than you guys. Just
you
like
beat the team that's ahead of you, man.
Ahead of you. Maybe in front of you, but they aren't ahead of you.
Hey, we play who's in front of us, man. We beat who's in front of us. That's it. They
Oh,
put the Giants in front of us, we had to beat them.
I'm itching. I want to. Now that you brought up the Jets, I got to talk about my Seahawks.
Do it.
Yeah.
This is 4 minutes because this is both of y'all teams.
Yeah. All right. 7-5, baby. 7-5 for a team that looked like ass for weeks, going 1-5 during the season. The last 3 weeks, their defense has come around. I'm liking what I've seen on defense, but let's just be real, Randy, and all the other Jets fans out there. We spotted you like 21 points. Damn, it should have been 20.
Let's be real, and it pertains to be fucking.
Bro, we had 2 kickoff return fumbles by 2 different idiots. One we just cut, and then we had just got awful gameplay through the first half, and we were lucky as hell to still be in that game. Leonard Williams has been dominating the last couple weeks. Thank you, Randy, for that game. And boy, that was the fattest interception return for a touchdown without a help of a lateral or nothing. That dude can run. I mean, he took it all the way down the sideline. That was your key to the game, because had that not happened, it was back-to-back muff fumbles or kickoff returns. The Jets would have went up 28-7. It would have been good night. But that play really changed the game. 0 points in the second half for the Jets. I'm sorry again, Randy, but Aaron Rodgers is washed. They got nothing going in the fourth quarter. Even Breece Hall fumbled. That was surprising. I didn't know he had 5 fumbles on the year. He almost fumbled earlier in the game too. So the defense played its ass off for the Seahawks, which if they can continue this, I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl by no stretch of imagination, because we have Geno Smith blowing the game as much as he possibly can. I do think we can get out of the first round. I do think that. But we got a huge game coming up, but this one helps, baby. 7-5, first place.
All right, first of all, like I fucking said, you rented the fucking refs from the Chiefs this week. I mean, you got 50 fucking tries to try to get in the goddamn end zone there in the third quarter. You still couldn't get in there. I mean, I can't believe every time there was a fucking 4th and 2, oh, flag. We stop them, oh, flag. I can almost call it, dude. I go, watch, it could be a 4th and short. You're not going to get it. You're going to throw it long, and they're going to throw it flag. Every fucking time, dude. Like, we should have kicked your fucking ass. You know we should have kicked your fucking ass. We were ahead 21-7 at one fucking point, and then the ref's like, oh, fuck, we just got the phone call, guys. Like, man.
I'm with Randy.
Aaron Rodgers is fucking washed. I know, but we still should have kicked your fucking asses, man.
I'm with Randy. The 12 was in your back pocket.
Randy, I forgot to mention the referees and the penalties. Sorry.
That was, I mean, it was honestly, I've been checked out with this fucking team, but that game pissed me off.
Oh, we heard.
What a great week to segue into Aaron Rodgers dropping his documentary trailer. Enigma. What a week. What a way to just transpose it, man. I watched the end of that game, and I see what Randy's talking about. It's like, just lob it up there. There's the play call. It's like, it worked once and it worked twice. Shit, let's just do this all game long and get free yardage down the field. So I'll say give it to Seattle for just recognizing that and being, shit, let's just do this and make it easy. Who gives a crap? Mm-hmm. But, Seattle, could have done the Lord's work and lost, but that wouldn't be Seattle in the NFC West. This NFC West, we'll talk in a moment. This NFC West is trash this season. After all the years where all 4 teams could be 10 to 12 wins and competing, this year it's like, who's going to get to 10 first?
Go Cardinals, baby!
Matt, how about my Seahawks?
Hey, man, first of all, your referees was in your goddamn back pocket. You know that time. You talk. Hey, look, we called him. Todd called me. He was like, hey, I ain't gonna
man knows ball.
I ain't gonna lie to you. They gave us a couple of calls, but I'll take it. You know what? Look at here, man. I ain't gonna lie. I thought the Jets was gonna pull off a miracle. It was kind of scary. And then all of a sudden, they were up 21-7. I'm like, nah, no way. Bam, bam, bam. Plays at the calls and plays. I was like, what the? Hey, you gotta win them like that, baby. Sometimes you gotta win those games, man. And good win for you, Seattle.
Yeah.
I never seen anybody get something.
I don't know if it's sure. Y'all still gonna lose the division.
Look, it really could come down to this week. I mean, this week could either make this tighter than my butt cheeks, or we can get some very good separation, like a $3 hooker on the streets of LA.
And look, to move into and check this out, Frisco could still win the division.
They still
I'll get to that.
Speaking of Frisco, they were in a cold weather game. They were in a cold weather game on Sunday night where the fans came and they had to, clean out their seats or make room by shuffling the snow. And they
got paid.
They proceeded to get obliterated by the Bills, who are now 6-0 at home, winning 35-10. Second straight game the Niners have lost by double digits. And let me just say this first, Dominique, because I hate saying it, but I'm going to repeat myself, because not only am I a division rival and I hate your team, I'm going to also I've been wrong on so many goddamn things, whether it's baseball or football, but goddamn it, I nailed it this year. Curse. And then the Madden curse is like, we're working overtime. God damn, the tragedy. I'm not even going to mention that because that's not part of the curse, but thoughts and prayers out to Trent Williams.
Yeah.
But goddamn, McCaffrey. Will the NFL Players Association say enough is enough? No matter how much Madden offers you, we'll pay you the same amount or double it. Stay off the damn cover.
Put Patrick Mahomes on the cover. That's number one.
There you go.
Anyway, let's just put it this way. The game, the Niners have been this team right now, dysfunctionality, injuries. I'm not even blaming the snow. That was a Buffalo Bills masterclass performance. We can talk about the Slater, Josh Allen, MVP, no questions asked. Josh Allen, the NFL MVP this year. Niners had a 3-0 lead. That's as good as I can talk about it. Missed kicks, missed opportunities. Christian McCaffrey goes down with PCL. He's done probably for the year. Backup running back Jordan Mason, high ankle sprain. He'll be done for the year. No Ayuk, Trent Williams. This team has been a disaster in the sense of news. Pearsall gets shot. Charvarius Ward loses his 1-year-old daughter. Trent Williams loses twins. Like, not just the injuries, but the deaths or near deaths that are happening. This has been a year to forget. Kyle Shanahan is not himself with play calling. The defense isn't as strong. It has been like this, so I'm preaching to the choir. Nothing has changed. But I will take the final minute and 10 seconds to talk about the lone playoff scenario for the Niners. They need to beat the Bears, Rams, Dolphins, and Cardinals and only lose to the Lions because we know that will happen. They got to go 4-1.
Seattle, the Niners are making the playoffs.
Seattle must go 1-4 with their only win being against the Bears. That would make them finish at 8-9 while the Niners are 9-8. Arizona has to go 2-3 by beating Seattle and New England only. And the Rams have to lose to the Bills, Niners, and Jets and only beat the Cardinals and Seahawks. So there is the opportunity. I checked the percentages. The Niners have a 1.5% chance to get in the postseason. So it's not over, but with the depleted roster and unnecessary amount of bullshit that's happened this year, it is going to be a very, very long 5 weeks or very short week. And knowing the Niners and the hell we've been through this year, everything will work perfectly to that very last game of the very last week, and it gets shit hits the fan. I guarantee it. God dang, put me in an insane asylum.
I'll kick this.
I'm going to let Todd go first because I know that's
okay.
your rival, Todd. What you got to say?
All I got to say is, man, right now, if the playoffs started today, we'd host the Packers. So, I mean, I'm not like looking forward to it because it looks like the playoff picture looks pretty tough, going in. But the Niners have a chance. They do have a chance. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they could get close. They might even get second place. But I think a lot has to do with the Cardinals. If we can defeat the Cardinals this week, I think that should push the Niners to the side and possibly the Cardinals and give us the division. We'd only have to win 2 out of the next 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this because, like Todd, I do not like the Niners as well. And you know why. I will say this, though. A lot of tragedy on your team, obviously. And then also the curse, the Madden curse, man. Christian McCaffrey, more likely out for the season, right, Dom?
He's done.
Yeah, they're saying about, 4 to 6 weeks. But, it's probably done. Pretty
much done for the season. I mean, Brock Purdy was banged up. We heard about Trent Williams. I forgot the gentleman who got shot. I forgot his name. But, a lot of things happen for you guys. And it's one of those seasons where, hey, stuff happens, So I think if healthy, it will be a different story. I picked you guys to win the division in the beginning. If you guys were healthy, we know what the Niners are capable of. And if you guys get healthy down the stretch, you might get lucky and make the playoff. Might. But it ain't happening.
Last thing I got. Well, sorry, Randy. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, you started off the preseason, or no, right at the beginning of the season where Pearsall gets shot.
Yeah, final week of preseason.
Yeah, and then you're dealing with the contract holdouts, and then Christian McCaffrey's not healthy. It's like, oh man, it just all the makings were right there. Hindsight's 2020. It was early in the season, so you just had to let the thing play out. But I'm with Matt. If this squad was fully healthy, I mean, they'd be in first place, I think. So
I'll ask you guys this question because this has been circulating in the media for a while about, is Kyle Shanahan on the hot seat? And now, is Brock Purdy the right quarterback for the 49ers? That now narrative has begun once again. So, so my question is, I don't believe, Brock Purdy's the guy to me. They got him for a reason, and he is in this situation. They put all their chips on the table.
It's one fucking season.
And Kyle Shanahan, it's one season. Like, look at what's happened to the Niners. Yes, there is a thing as Super Bowl hangover, and it was a devastating Super Bowl.
Yep.
And I've said this before. Once every 4 to 5 seasons, the Niners have this dip, and then they come right back up with 4 consecutive dominant seasons. So it's like, pump your brakes. Who is going to fill Kyle Shanahan's seat if he was to get bounced after this season and ride the ship the way he's done for almost 10 years?
Yeah, what are you going to do, Bill Belichick? Come on.
That'd be the only person I would maybe
It's
hand the
one
keys to the
fucking
castle.
year, man. It's a fucking season full of injuries. I mean, like I said, you have one guy get shot. I mean, you had to pay some guys. I mean, it wasn't all going to stay together, you know. And it's like I don't understand why we live in a fucking society now when we watch fucking sports where you got a really good fucking squad and have one fucking year. It's like, oh, they fucking suck now.
Or
Like,
the window's closed.
Years. Now all of a sudden they suck because they're fucking injury riddled. Like, come on, people.
Yeah. Or
Shut
the you know,
up.
this dynasty's window is closed and all this dramatic talk. And I'm like, if this
Now,
is
that dynasty's window could be. I mean, because you're gonna have to start.
Yep.
You're gonna have to start starting over. But I mean, you got key pieces to. It's not like where you're the fucking Jets, where you know, like you're gonna have to rebuild, and then even your superstars are gonna fucking go because they're not sticking around for a rebuild. You got a really good core. You just put some pieces in around there and just stay fucking healthy. You'll be the Niners again.
Now I will say this. Is he? Yeah, no. Shanahan's a great coach. I hate to admit, he's a great coach. And you guys been to the Super Bowl and to an NFC Championship like what three straight years. So no. However, that window opportunity, I do think it is closing because now you got to start paying people. Brock Purdy's on a rookie contract. He's going to get that paper next year. You already paid.
He's got one more year left.
I'd say next year is the last year before bigger decisions have to be made. So next year could be it.
Watch him throw 40 tutties.
I'll say this real quick. Like John Harbaugh has had a couple down years with the Ravens. There's been he's on the hot seat. Tomlin, it's like 18 straight years of making the playoffs. No one's called for his head because he hasn't won a Super Bowl because I don't think he's won one since Ben, right? No. So you have guys that have – I don't know why the Niners have such a high ceiling. They haven't won recently. No offense. No championships in the 2000s.
Since 95.
Yeah. So I mean, I could see if they were perennially winning, like maybe the Patriots or the Chiefs or even a little less than that, then maybe you would have that high ceiling. But Shanahan's done nothing wrong, and I agree with Randy and Matt. And this is coming from a Niner hater. I think and Purdy, I think at first when they got him, I thought, okay, he's a system quarterback. But he's shown to me on many occasions you could put him on another team and he would flourish. So it's not like the two are married. So you could possibly in a few years say, okay, well, Shanahan's going to leave in 3 years, but we're going to sign Purdy for 5. And you'll be fine with that because Purdy will just pick up where he left off. So
there is no harm. But again, I agree with you. It's an injury riddled year. It's frustrating. But again, 3 divisional games. If they go in our favor, the Niners are now sitting at 8-4, a game above Seattle. Completely changes the complexion of everything. So it's the small things.
If coming from a fan of a non-serious team, serious fucking teams don't fire their fucking coaches when they've been successful.
Hey,
agree.
That's our serious team, Randy. You stop.
What?
The Jets are a serious team. The Jets.
What?
They're
Since when?
Since
I woke up in the fucking Twilight Zone. What the fuck?
Look, I'll just say this. Just don't overspend for Purdy. I mean, if they can wait till like mid-season of next year to
you're gonna get that Dak Prescott contract. You stop it. Yes, he is.
If he makes it to free agency, you're gonna have to fucking.
You're gonna have to pay him. Tom, you know this. He's gonna get
the deal has to get done before the end of next season, 100%. But knowing who Brock Purdy is, he is not going to pursue Dak Prescott money.
When he's got 20 touchdown passes at midway point,
he's been to 3 NFC championships. What do you mean? He's going to ask for that money?
All I'm going to say is the Niners will have a tremendous opportunity to get back to the big game if they can hold off those negotiations till midway through the season when the cap is already set and it doesn't affect them next year. If it affects them in 2026, then fine, so be it. I think the Niners and Lynch are smart enough to finagle that or work around it. But it would be stupid if they gave him a contract before next season.
You have to think, who are they going to value more? Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, or potentially a George Kittle situation in that sense. If I had to pick 2, I'm keeping Kittle and Purdy. Deebo is not proved right now. You signed Ayuk to the big bag. Bosa's got the big bag right now. Fred Warner's going to need a bigger bag soon enough. So you have to kind of trim the fat off at the end of the day, and it's hard decisions because they're fan favorites, and they have done work in the years they've gone to NFC title games and Super Bowls. But you're gonna have to bite your tongue on one deal and hope that it doesn't backfire and hurt you at the end of the day, like getting rid of somebody in that sense.
That Tom Brady era is over. Ain't nobody taking a pay cut for. Hey man, give me the money. They want. You think
I can see Purdy doing it. Purdy looks like that type.
I could see Brock Purdy somewhere in the 5-year, $200 million deal. 40 a year at max. That would be like the top level money wise. I don't see him doing Dak Prescott money, Joe Burrow money. He's not that kind of guy. He wants money.
You think Dak Prescott that type of guy, and he got it anyway. That's what I'm saying. He gonna get that.
Man, Jerry Jones is a fucking moron.
But it also takes the character of the person, and also if they have other promotions, like if they're selling other products or they're making money.
He's got John Deere. And what else? He's got Toyota. He's got big sponsors.
Yeah, if you're making
nobody driving Toyotas, man. Come on, man.
Well, switching from Toyota to Ford, see what I did there, to the Ford Field and the Lions. They hosted the Bears on Thanksgiving. The Bears! And boy, oh boy, this was one of the top stories, but it won't be. We're going to recap this one. The Lions win and go to 11-1, and the Bears lose and 0-5 on the road. This one came down to the Bears were in field goal range, and, you know, our boy Caleb Williams takes a Geno Smith unnecessary sack at the worst time. Takes forever. Eberflus does not call a timeout. The play is coming in very slow. No rush. Do you blame the quarterback, or did the coach get the axe? Rightfully so.
You have a timeout in your back pocket. Where are you taking it? If you want to go hurry up offense, fine. You get the sack, get everybody back. But after about 3 to 5 seconds, nobody was lining up and they're still going through the play. If you have the chains and you have the balls as the head coach to be like, no, we can't waste this right now. Call the timeout. Don't have any. Go then to the out of bounds marker, get out of bounds, and get closer into field goal range. Do not let your rookie QB, who's had a lot of ups and downs this year, basically make the call at the end of the day. Call the damn timeout. You can't take it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm not blaming this on Caleb Williams. I mean, that sack, look, it's the Lions. You know, he got hit. Call the timeout, man. Don't help your rookie out in that situation. You know what I'm saying? He's scrambling, man. He's nervous. I'm quite sure he wants to make sure he do the right thing. Call the timeout. You see the clock dwindling down to 6 seconds, and then he got to throw it up. Hey, man, coach, blame the coach. I'm glad he got fired as soon as he got off the plane, man. He had to go, man. They'd have lost 5 games because of coaching. Well, the Hail Mary was something different, but that's still coaching in my opinion. They could have won 5 games.
Well, that's true.
I 100% blame the coaching. It's like Dom said, you know, he's out there scrambling. Guys aren't even getting lined up. Who the fuck's getting? First of all, who's giving Caleb Williams the authority to be changing play? Like, if it's not there, call the fucking timeout. That's what the coach should have said. If it's not there, if you don't see something, don't fucking change the play, because you obviously don't know the fuck you're calling. Call the time out. That is it's a talented team, but dude, that quarterback isn't. Dude, he's kind of stupid too.
Hey, man. Hey,
man.
I'm not blaming Caleb Williams on this.
I'm telling you right now, this game in the sense proves that the Bears are going to want a new head coach that caters around the players and Caleb Williams. Hence why I'm going to Vegas now and hedging the bets. Cliff Kingsbury will be the new head coach of the Chicago Bears. And no, Cliff Kingsbury has not become the West Virginia head coach. Calm down.
7-year deal.
Wow, he just dropped the gym right in front of you.
Country road.
Okay, do we get ESPN? So the Bears lose another heartbreaking game. We'll get into the picks and what we think about that one. Tough loss right there and they played a hell of a game against a very good Detroit Lions team.
Yep.
I knew it was going to be a close game.
You did. Now let's get into something that Randy has been 100% right since I've known him. And this goes back at least 4 years or more. The Green Bay Packers took on his favorite team from the AFC East, which is the Miami Dolphins. And he said the fish can't play in the snow.
Sure can.
Guess what? The fish can't play in the snow. This game was not this close. 30-17 from the opening. Was it punt? It was downhill from there. A muff punt in the snow. Guys, 30-17. Were you shocked at all?
No, it was what it was. I'm just happy Miami's tight end Joannu Smith got me big points on Thanksgiving. So even though it was not a close game, a lot of fantasy points were thrown around. Josh Jacobs is having a dominant year. There is something about the Packers. I can't put my finger on it at the moment right now. Maybe when they play divisional teams in the next upcoming weeks. I don't know. They're not to the level of Minnesota where they're a little bit of fool's gold dramatically. But there's something about the Packers that I don't think is 100% there, and they could be a first-round bounce. If you stop Jacobs, I don't see Jordan Love in the air as dominant as he was a year ago. Sophomore slump.
Yes, of course, I was disappointed because I picked the Dolphins. I was the only one to pick the Dolphins. I thought I had, first of all, don't get me started. I thought I had something here. And guess what? The Dolphins, hey, that L, bounce back. You ain't going to win the division because Buffalo won it already. Okay, I was wrong on that one. But guess what? You still got a chance to win the wild card. All you got to do is bounce back. It's okay. It was cold weather. They have a history of playing in cold weather. Should have went with that, but it happens. They're going to bounce back, and they'll be all right. Tough loss.
Told you so.
I mean, don't come over here talking that smack, man. I don't need you to say I told you so.
Hello. I mean, it's the fucking Miami Dolphins. I mean, you get them in anything below freaking 30 degrees and it's fucking ball game, dude. I'm surprised they even walked out. Did you see them walking out there like, yeah, we're going to win? They try to they proceed to get their fucking ass kicked again. Listen, hey, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. We've already been over this. I mean, there's a lot of other talented teams in the Broncos. Hello. So the Dolphins ain't got a fucking chance. I bet you the Jets fucking split with them this year. That's how shitty they are. Come play in the cold, baby.
The Miami Dolphins head coach for half the game was like shivering on the sideline, like, I'm going to get bait. Like, come on. The Niners were in blizzard snow, tank top, shorts, and warm-ups. Miami's like, we're going to fucking die here, man.
Yep. Look, the last 5 games, we said it before, I'll say it again. They play the Jets this week. They got at Niners or at home against the Niners, but then and at Houston, which again, those 3 games shouldn't matter weather-wise. But their final 2 games, guys, in the heart of December into January, at Cleveland and at New York Jets. So we know it's going to be cold in those 2 places. So with that being said, let's move on.
Guaranteed dub, baby.
Yeah. We touched on this in one of our stories to start off the show. The Chiefs go to 11-1, 6-0. That was a Friday game, which actually was pretty good. They beat the Raiders on that controversial play. If you guys want to touch on that again, there was not much to this game other than it was a defensive slugfest. 19-17, the Chiefs win yet again.
Just another game where the Chiefs, I feel, are just kind of deking everybody out. Like, we'll give you time. And they're, the Chiefs are waiting for the postseason. The regular season ain't nothing to them. They've clinched a playoff spot at least. Are they going to get the number 1 seed, or will Buffalo dethrone them? It's a 1-game separation. So Kansas City does still have something to play for. It's that number 1 seed. But this is just, again, the Chiefs being the Chiefs, big brothering the Raiders, and the Raiders potentially having that number 1 pick in the draft. Who knows?
Matt?
I believe the Raiders are going to get the number 1 seed in the draft because they're tanking, man. They don't want to win. I'm telling you. They were happy that the ref didn't blow that call. Come on now. We already know. And the Chiefs is just playing. They in the slow lane, okay? They just cruising right now. They're going to wait until the playoffs kicks in, and that's when they put it on. They turn up a notch. I'm not worried about the Chiefs. They're going to win the Super Bowl again this year. We already know it. It's the same thing. Just get ready. It's going to be a 3-peat. Y'all going to see Taylor Swift all over the place.
Fuck.
I'm not advocating that, but y'all just going to see it.
Looking forward to that.
First of all, no. Listen, yeah, the Raiders are horrible. They're probably going to be up there in the top 2 picks. But all this bullshit about that Kansas City's just going to freaking light it up in the playoffs. Like, dude, they've been keeping games close. They barely beat the fucking Raiders, dude. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs got bounced out in the first fucking round. I'm not even
Come
I'm not
on.
even trying to
Come on.
provide shock value. Like, I believe that. Like, look at these. Like, if you look at most of their fucking scores and like who they're playing,
Well, if
you're gonna play way better fucking teams in the postseason.
If they drop to the number 2 seed, if Buffalo gets the 1 seed, they're pretty much playing the Chargers or the Broncos. Let's be real. That's your 6 and 7 seed at this point.
And
We all know if they play
those aren't no cakewalks.
If they play the Chargers, it's over. I'm just saying right now. We already know
the Chargers defense. The Chargers defense.
No, they play
We don't
pretty close.
respect the Chargers. All Chargers fans, where y'all at?
I will say though,
shit.
I did say last week, hedge your bets. It's going to be a monster game from Brock Bowers.
Yeah, look, the
140
remaining
yards.
the remaining schedule
There's
for
nothing
the
but Raiders in all the leading and all the leaders. Passing leader, Aiden O'Connell. Rushing leader, Sincere McCormick. Receiving leader, Brock Bowers. The Chiefs can be fucking beat if the refs fucking let them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the Chiefs got some tough matchups. 3 out of their last 5 games, and the Bills could, jump them, or at least tie them, like Dominic said. Then all hell will break loose in the AFC.
Oh shit!
So let's talk about the Sunday games through Monday. And I will say this, fellas: 10 out of the remaining 12 games after the Thursday and Friday games were all within 1 score. Very good football games. So let's start with one right away, and that's the Chargers going into Atlanta. Guys, disappointment or just good old Kirk Cousins? The Chargers played good enough, but did the Falcons lose this game, or did the Chargers take it from them? Thoughts on this one? 4 INTs for Mr. Cousins.
Kirk Cousins ain't the guy. I'm sorry. They drafted Michael Penix Jr. I think they need to, start getting him some reps. I'm not saying take over, but I don't think Kirk Cousins is working out as well as they thought they would in Atlanta. I think the Chargers won this game, but there were moments where it's like, here, Atlanta, make this game even closer than it really needs to be. I know the Chargers are down. They didn't have J.K. Dobbins. He's going to be out on the IR. Their wide receiving core, with the exception of Ladd McConkey, is not great right now. So the Chargers winning in spite of that proves to me that they're the better team. And again, I'm going to put the stake claim again. Atlanta is not winning the NFC South Division.
You're wrong, Dom. You're wrong.
Oh shit!
Atlanta lost this one. I'm not giving it to Chargers no credit. Okay, yeah, J.K. Dobbins out. He's on the IR. Okay, they won despite him. But look, you throw 4 INTs. Come on now, that's a recipe for a loss. It's Kirk Cousins doing Kirk Cousins things at the wrong time. I thought he was going to be the quarterback they needed. He is a decent quarterback, but right now, as we speak, he is not doing what he should be, and he got weapons there. Atlanta definitely blew this one. I'm not giving the Chargers credit. Joshua, Rally, Chris, bring them. Y'all got lucky.
First of all, you got to have the lead to blow it. Atlanta never had the lead past the first quarter, so Chargers had the lead the whole fucking game. So it's like I said, the Chargers defense stifled another fucking team. That's why I'm saying, you sit here and discredit the Chargers, especially if they somehow make it, or when they play the Kansas City Chiefs, like they can't beat them. Like, that fucking defense is fucking legit. And we sat here and you guys put me on the spot last year trying to get fucking why Atlanta could possibly make the postseason. I couldn't come up with shit. And I even said, and they're probably not going to make the postseason, and it's going to start when they lose this fucking game.
Last week, Randy, you were the public defender for sure. You're like, you're not paying me enough.
The same person that said Justin Herbert is
No, Randy last week was literally, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Exactly, pretty much.
Get my Marshawn Lynch on.
Let's see what happens, man. Atlanta and now Tampa Bay are tied, and we'll get to them in a minute here. Next game is in Cincinnati, and guys, look,
87 points.
I hate saying it's, man, but like 44-38, this was an entertaining game, number one. But Russell Wilson, 414 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Burrow was airing it out too, but is it a product, Wilson? Is he back, or is it a product of bad Bengals defense? And what the hell's happened to the Bengals defense?
I think it's a combination of both. I think being with Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh has kind of given Russell Wilson a resurgence and an opportunity for better days coming out of Denver. So I think it's a little bit of that. We know how Cincinnati's defense has been really, really bad this year. And if they just had half a better defense, they'd probably flip at least 3 or 4 of these games that they lost and be in that wild card contention, knocking on the door of the Chargers and the Broncos. Joe Burrow's doing the best he can offensively. I don't know what more you need that guy to do. If there was like a glorified MVP award for like a team that doesn't make the playoffs, Joe Burrow wins that award because he's played his dick off this season to try to at least put them into games. Like when you have games scoring 30 or more points all the time and still lose,
yeah,
I'd be firing somebody as a quarterback. I'd be like, you get out.
First penis reference of the show, 55 minutes in. Guys, we're dropping the ball here. Matt, move on.
Dropping balls.
Remember that press conference when Burrow called out basically the defense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to keep doing that. I mean, the defense is the only reason why they're losing these games. You put up 38 points and you lose, that's heartbreaking. That's like losing by 1 point in fantasy if you got to play fantasy. That's how it feels like. As far as Wilson, hey, he looks pretty good. You got to admit, a lot of us was kind of worried about him taking the place of Fields, but looks like Tomlin know what he's doing, and he got a resurgence of his career. And I know that makes Todd mad because I know he wish he had Russell Wilson back of the Seahawks over there with Geno Smith. I know you over there, like, you know that. I can't root for this guy. I hate him, but damn it, he's playing good. I know you, Todd. I know that's what you're doing. Deal with it. He's balling.
Next, Randy.
Yeah, I'm with Matt. Like you score 38 points and lose, like that's heartbreaking. And I'm still not even mad that I even picked the Bengals. Like I said, man, they would have played anybody else, they probably would have kicked their ass. But still probably would have been close because that defense is ass. I think it was Matt that said, I just feel, or no, it might have been Dom. I just feel so bad for fucking Joe Burrow, man. Like, if this was a playoff contending team, he'd be the fucking MVP favorite, dude.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Shoe-in favorite.
Last question before we move on. Good point there, Randy. But last question. He's still getting paid by Denver. Russell Wilson is. And if Pittsburgh wants to keep that team together like the 49ers, do you ask Russell Wilson to come back for a veterans minimum once again? He's got endorsements. He's got a lot of money. Do you bring him back as a quarterback?
This is
wait, Denver's on the hook for the whole contract?
For the whole contract.
Yep.
Oh, that's a fuck. Oh, dude, if I'm Pittsburgh, dude, I'm like, come on, bro.
He's playing league minimum right now.
Yeah, I'd say you got to go back. You've seen how good it was now. Yeah. Looking back at the last couple of years with Denver, and then
just
how
the defense,
how things kind of ended with Seattle, and how that kind of got soured. Mm-hmm. This is the best probably spot he's been in the last 4 years. Oh, yeah. Why mess with the good thing? If he chooses to be like, I'm out, I played a great year, somebody else go sign me, then it's on Russell Wilson. He has nobody to blame but himself.
Exactly. Yep.
Because I don't see him acting like a diva like he was in Denver. So in the last couple of years in Seattle,
you can't hit on him, Todd. Like
Sonya's got it right though. Tomlin doesn't take shit, and I think he's got him reeled in. So
that's the type of coach you want, to have somebody like Russell Wilson in your back pocket. Justin Fields could be on his way out.
That's true.
Who knows?
All right, so moving on to the next game, and let me just say this because I like to brag when this team bottoms out, and once again, the little midget did it again. The little midget that could help this team blow this one. When they went up 9 in the fourth quarter against the Vikings, I'm like, surely they couldn't blow this one, could they? Well, the Vikings win 23-22 to go to 10-2. The lowly-ass, dumbass Cardinals fall to 6-6. Surprised or not surprised?
Not surprised, because I called him by his real name, and he's 0-2 since I started doing that again. I'm just saying Kyler Murray ruined it again. He was 5-1 with the M word, 0-2 now as Kyler Murray. So Kyler Murray. So Todd, you should be thanking me right now. Kyler Murray doesn't get the job done.
Todd, that means you should start calling him by his name instead of saying the midget.
No, it's only me. It's only me.
It's only me. The midget's working for me, but it's
basically by me calling him Kyler Murray, I'm basically hurting the Niners and helping Todd. This is a very translucent universe that we're living in right now.
Thank you.
Minnesota, I'm still on the fence. They're a 1-and-out kind of team. Sam Darnold is playing very, very good, and the defense has played very good. An off week for them, but again, it's like Green Bay.
Your time is up, dog. Let me get this 30 seconds so I can say something to Randy real quick, okay? Because you already
got 2 touchdowns and did it again.
Hey, I tried to tell you, Randy, You're hurt. You're heartbroken. I bet you wish he had Sam Darnold now over Aaron Rodgers. I tried to tell you from the beginning. Sam Darnold is a decent quarterback in the right system. If you had him right now, you might be 8-5, maybe. I don't know. But damn it, Minnesota is a definitely good team. You guys keep crapping on them saying, they're mediocre at this. They keep finding ways to win. I'm trying to tell you guys, if I wasn't a Cowboy fan, what? Hey, go Minnesota. Stop hating on them, Randy. I want to hear some good things right now, okay? Let's hear it.
All right, well, hold up. Just a second.
Don't be
Sam
pulling up
Darnold's
the
not
stats.
even in the fucking. He's not even in there. Do we got any Vikings in the leaders here?
Don't be
Oh,
pulling
Justin
up the
Jefferson,
stats,
of course.
Randy. I want to hear what you got to say, man.
I mean, I picked Minnesota. I thought Sam Darnold was going to ball out in this game. I just had a feeling, but he kind of
Did he
did.
have more than two? Did he have 2 touchdowns?
He had 2 touchdowns. I thought he was going to have 3.
You did.
I just thought he was going to ball out, and he showed me why I can't ever have fucking faith in him. And no, I wouldn't want him on the fucking Jets again. It doesn't matter. Dude, you think he would be good on the Jets?
You got that.
As bad as the offensive line's been, as bad as the fucking running game's been, as bad as the receivers have been, as bad as the fucking coaching has been, as bad as I've been. Oh, sorry.
How many games has Sam Darnold won for Minnesota this year? Let's be honest. He won at least 4 or 5.
So Matt, that means then if Dallas would have at least 9 wins if Sam Darnold was over Dak Prescott.
Hey, at this point right now, the way Dak Prescott was playing early in the season, I think that would be a great statement. Because look what Cooper Rush
away, and
Cooper Rush is playing game management, Cowboy style, and it's been working. He'll give you two touchdowns a game, a little over 200 yards, and no turnovers. That's all we need. No turnovers.
So Sam Darnold's a game manager.
Hey, if that's what you need to win, then damn it, give me that.
Well, speaking of one quarterback, I'm just jumping to the next one. We wasted the time on that one. Let's go to New England, where the Patriots improved to 3-10 with a loss, as the Colts come in there and did what you guys said on the panel last week. If you were watching the Pick'ems, all 3 of these gentlemen next to me here said they got to get back to the basics, run the ball with Taylor. Run the ball. And that's exactly what they did, almost rushing for 200 yards total. Anthony Richardson scores the game-winning 2-point conversion, and they throw a touchdown at the end. Despite Drake May going 24 of 30 with 238 yards, he is a quarterback ascending along with Bo Nix and also Daniels. The rookie class looks pretty good. But are you buying into Richardson, or is this more on the defense and the running game? Because Richardson went 12 of 24, only 109 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions.
Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose, and it basically who came down with the ball last and made the most of it, and Indianapolis did that. Looking at the end of the day right now, Houston Texans have a 2-game lead over the Colts in the division. Both are on bye weeks this week. Colts have Broncos, Titans, Giants, Jags. While on the other side, Houston has to play Tennessee, a divisional team, I think, and they have to play Kansas City and Baltimore. The Colts could well indeed win this division if Anthony Richardson don't screw the pooch.
I'm not sold on Richardson. I'm not. 12 of 24, 109 yards pass. I'm not sold. I mean, he had the 2 interceptions. Look, like we said last week, why they're not running Jonathan Taylor, I don't know why, but when you do, good things happen. Now, as far as the defense goes, they gave up, I think, what was the score? 22 to 24, 22, right?
25 to 24. Yeah.
20, yeah. So defense was a little shaky on that one, but Colts did what they needed to do. I still don't believe in Anthony Richardson. Not this year. Maybe next year.
I mean, when he came in the league, I thought he was going to be all right. But I mean, dude, you fucking 50% completion, only 109 yards, and you cancel out your 2 touchdowns with 2 fucking big-time interceptions. Colts almost lost this game. Let's fucking be real. You know, they got lucky there at the end and were able to squeeze it in and pulled out a victory, you know, kudos to them. But I mean, fuck, dude. I don't think they'll have a chance at the division. I think this is the Texans division. I really do. I think the Texans will be just good enough to fucking win the division, but probably get bounced out in the first round.
Okay. Well, we'll see if that happens. The Colts are technically still in it, but we'll see what happens. Moving on to a game. You want to talk about a get-right game, staying in that division a little bit. Tennessee Titans lose to the Washington Commanders, who could be the Redskins pretty soon. 42-19 as the Commanders blow them out, and pretty handily in this one. Will Levis having a Will Levis day, but Bijan Robinson, big game, and the Commanders keep rolling. They're now 8-5.
You said it, get right game. They needed this game to get back in the swing of things and kind of keep pace with the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, they got some must wins on their calendar, especially the head to head against the Eagles in a couple of weeks. I know Sonia's super happy about this one. You had to get right game. It doesn't matter how it happens. It could have been against the Chiefs. It could have been against the Bills or Tennessee. And they needed this one immensely. So big game from Jaden Daniels. He was all over the field, throwing, running, getting scores. I think we've talked about it at length. Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels, that's who's competing for the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, they needed this. And for them to blow them out too, especially a team like this, that was definitely good for Washington. Definitely a get-right game. Jaden Daniels, I think right now lost the grip of Rookie of the Year. I think Bo Nix elevated a little bit, but a game like this, if he continues this, hey, he might be back in the hunt. I think Washington needed this one extremely with those the 3-game losing streak. Yeah. So they needed this one big time. So shout out to Jaden Daniels. Shout out to Sonia. Your team won. It's a good win. Good win. But it is what it is.
Yeah, big shout out to Sonia. I was texting her on Sunday, and we're talking about the game, and she's like, "Yeah, we're up 21-0." I was like, "Oh shit!"
And the first,
all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and put an L on mine because I don't know why the fuck I decided to pick the damn Titans last week. I've been on the Commanders bandwagon all year, and then all of a sudden, at one point, it was 21-13. She's like, "You better fucking take those L's or W's away," and I was like, "Hell no!" But I was like, it didn't matter. I mean, Washington pulled away. I mean, Jaden Daniels, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, 25 for 30. He's, in my opinion, what the Colts were hoping Richardson was gonna be.
Yeah, absolutely. He's playing great for them. Now, talking about a game that, again, we talked about this earlier in the in the two stories, the Trevor Lawrence game and Al-Shire Sizir. I can't say his name. But we're going to focus in on the game because this was supposed to be what the Commanders did in a get-right game against the Jaguars. Instead, Mac Jones fills in for Trevor Lawrence and makes it a game. And if they had gotten a stop on 2 third downs, they would have had the chance to at least tie with plenty of time left to go in this game. Guys, concerned that the Texans won this game the way they did? Or is this just a bump in the road division opponent, hard-nosed type game, 23-20?
No, if I'm Houston Texans, I'm pressing the panic button because you had a game that you should have beat the Tennessee Titans and you blew. You've had other games this season that CJ Stroud just is having that sophomore slump. He's doing all he can, and it's just not working. He's got the connection right now with Nico Collins, no doubt about it. Everybody else just seems off. Joe Mixon is running the ball extremely well, and their defense is very Jekyll and Hyde right now. So I think the whole team is Jekyll and Hyde right now, and that's why I do believe they'll still squeeze by with the division, get bounced in the first round. Just another learning curve for Houston Texans this year.
Definitely the Texans are one and done. Sophomore slump, it always happens. This is definitely concerning when you're playing a team that's 2-10 and you barely sneak in a win like that. It's very concerning. Let's be real. CJ Stroud has not been looking that great this year. He's been pretty good under the radar. He does get Nico Collins back from his injury, so that hopefully might help his team go forward. But I'm with everybody. They're definitely one and done. They're not doing what they did last year. No Flacco. Yeah. Flacco ain't playing Flacco in the playoffs this year. They're gonna get beat.
Yeah, I like I said, I think the Texans will win this division because I think they're just barely better than the rest of the teams in the division. I mean, you still got guys like Mixon who went for over 100 yards. Nico Collins is a stud receiver. CJ Stroud is having that sophomore slump. But like I said, I just think they're just good enough, just better than the rest of the teams in their division where they'll make the they'll make the playoffs, division winners, but they'll be bounced out because I just don't think CJ Stroud's got it in him to lead this team to a deep playoff run this year.
Yeah, I think Houston's in a world of trouble if they can't get it right. I mean, this is the last 5 weeks. You want to finish strong.
They need to fucking work on that defense, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, the defense.
You got God, who's their fucking coach again?
D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans, thank you. Get him some
defensive
fucking
mind again.
Let him go grocery shopping a little bit.
Well, they did with the offense. They got Joe Mixon, and look how well that run game has been for the Houston Texans this year. We've never said Houston's been a good run team. It's always passing. So you do what you did this offseason, just do it to the defense, leaps and bounds better next year.
Absolutely.
Yep. We'll see if they can recover. Now it moves us on to the Big Easy, where it wasn't easy, and the Rams win 21-14 for the first time since the Super Bowl. The Genius was shut out at halftime. But the Rams stole this game, 21 fourth or second half points, and Carr and the Saints with that overpaid. They are $68 million over the cap, guys, for next year. Wow. If you want a Saints player, it's the time to call them because they need to shed some payroll.
Yeah.
But thoughts on the Rams keeping their season alive at 6-6?
A game that, if you're a Rams fan, a game that you needed, a game that you should have gotten and you did. The Rams at this point in the air, it's a 2-horse race with Nakua and Cooper Kupp. The Saints did a really good job of silencing Kupp in this game. But Sean McVay did what Sean McVay did. The defense came up big at the end. Saints had a chance, but they just couldn't convert on fourth down. So it was a nail biter, but I don't have that much faith in the Rams moving forward. I think they'll get some wins. They'll get some losses. They're a 500 team at best.
This game was, if you're the Rams, you actually are proud of your defense. I mean, even though you were shut out in the first half, you only gave up 2 field goals. So you were only down 6 points. So a touchdown, you're up. So shout out to their defense. And then, they showed the resilience in the second half. Kyron Williams and balling. And, you got Puka Nakua and Cooper Kupp. So as long as you got those two, you got a shot. And being down only 6 points in the second half, that ain't nothing. So shout out to the Rams defense, man. That's what really saved them. It was the defense.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there. I'm gonna give the Rams defense a lot of credit. Holding only, like you said, 2 field goals in the first half. That's pretty huge. And when you really look at the stats, I mean, overall, the Saints slightly outperformed the Rams, but the Rams in that second half just were a little bit more grittier, and they pulled it out. I don't know what Todd and I were fucking thinking this past week picking the Saints. I don't know if we were just going for an upset pick there, but kudos to the Rams defense for pulling this one out for them.
Oh, we absolutely were, Randy. Let's stop sugarcoating it. Now let's move on to another game that was really good, had a great finish. And we don't say that much, but it's a 2-part question I have to you guys. As the Buccaneers come back and win it in overtime, the Panthers had several chances to win this game outright.
Yeah.
First question right here is Bryce Young. We've been hard on this guy as a channel or as a page all year, and he's underperformed. But since the coaching change, he started to look like a quarterback. 26 of 46, 298 and a touchdown. You can't blame this one on him.
Mm-mm.
But Panthers, do you stick with Bryce Young moving forward? And as far as the Buccaneers, fellas, are they primed to steal this division?
Bucks will steal the division. Yes, their schedule is much better, or easier, I should say. And if you're the Carolina Panthers, their defense has been pretty good over the last couple of weeks to have these games close to the end. And I do think Bryce Young is starting to develop a little bit better. It's going to be a slowly but surely type of situation. But if you're the Carolina Panthers, evaluate what you have the rest of the season and try to build for this. Find what works for Bryce Young, and maybe it will work. And maybe he's one of those guys that is a very, very slow burn at the beginning, and he will take off at some point. Not saying he's going to be a Hall of Fame worthy quarterback, but they have something right now, and I wouldn't turn a blind eye to it at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, Buccaneers could sneak and win this division. I picked the Falcons to win it, but now they're getting healthy. Mike Evans back. It might fall in their favor. I don't know. There's a tight game. Divisional games are always tight. We thought Chuba Hubbard was going to be the difference maker.
Mm-hmm.
He was very quiet. They can't shut him down. I was shocked. You know, it was a good game. It was a good game, divisional game like it is. And yeah, Bryce Young has been looking pretty good. So that coaching change may have been what he needed.
As well as Chuba's done this year, I should say. 12 carries, that's it. But I'm looking at the NFC South standings, and you got Atlanta 6-6, Tampa Bay 6-6, New Orleans 4-8, Carolina 3-9. Who says Carolina can't win the division?
They're not winning. They not.
Why not?
Because they don't
They're fucking close.
They're trying to get a draft pick, man.
They're
They
only
be making it interesting.
they're only 3 games out of first place.
That's closer than the Cowboys are to the Eagles.
I don't need you to talk and bring up the Cowboys, Dom. We passed them already. Okay. What we do?
Hey. Don't be so disrespectful, okay?
Hey, Randy, I will say this to your point. Had the refs not helped out the Panthers or the Chiefs last week, had they pulled that upset against the Chiefs and had they not Hubbard fumbling in overtime, they would have won this game. They would be 5-7 right now, the Panthers.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Yeah. So now that moves us on to which was the title fight game of the week. You know, some games maybe argued that would have been just as good or if not better, but this one, 2 heavyweights going at it. The Eagles, Matt's favorite team, went in to play another bird team in Baltimore, the Ravens, and they were 9-2 versus 8-4, but coming out on top was the Eagles 24-19. Impressed with this game, guys? Was this a failure on Lamar or a failure on the defense, or are the Eagles just this good?
Not impressed with the game as much as I thought it was going to be. Eagles won the game, yes. And then this is another game of a prime example why I do not 100% believe in Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry. He has weapons time after time. He's got Andrews, Likely, Bateman, Flowers, Deontay Johnson, even though there's issues right there with the Ravens. This defense is not as dominant as it was in years past, but Lamar Jackson just can't do it. I don't put him in a top 5 NFL quarterback right now, and that's hard to say, but it's true. Eagles are just the better team right now, and Saquon is the main reason why the Eagles are doing what they're doing right now.
As much as it pains me to say, I'm impressed with the Eagles because you practically shut down a powerhouse team like the Ravens, and your defense stepped up. So I'll give you that. That's the most you're gonna get. But I will say this though, Dom. Do they really got weapons? Is Zay Flowers your number one? Is he really a number 1 receiver?
He's played like it at times this year.
Bateman? Deontay Johnson?
Like it.
I mean, Andrews, okay, I'll give you that as your tight end, but really, he don't really have the weapons. Like, he don't have a Devontae Adams. He don't have a Hopkins. He don't have a CD Lamb or something like that. So, as far as weapons, I don't know. I'll give him a slight pass on that one, but he do got a team. And the Eagles shut that down. So, this, I hate to say this.
We want another 30 seconds? Jeez.
Yeah, I do.
Shit.
Impressive.
No, hey, I'll say this. I'm kind of impressed with the Eagles. I mean, the Ravens are a good team. I can't believe adding Saquon Barkley to the fucking Eagles made him this fucking dangerous. Like, I knew he was good in New York, but holy shit, dude. I mean, the same thing in Baltimore. You put Derrick Henry over there, and they're just a fucking whole nother level better, you know? I mean, I know who I got in the Super Bowl, but this could be a possible Super Bowl matchup right here.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
One of these teams could make a run. We don't know. Or maybe
And it ain't Philly.
well, let's real quick hitter before we move on to the last game, guys. Saquon Barkley, does he get a honorable mention or is he a serious contender for the MVP?
I hate to admit it, but he's definitely a serious contender for MVP.
What's his number?
He's a contender, but I feel this league is very driven in the quarterback market getting the MVP award. And right now, I would say
he'll probably hit fucking close to 2,000 yards this year.
Oh yeah, he's close to break. He's at, what did I see? He's a
serious contender.
He's at 1,499 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns.
6.1 a clip, dude.
I'll say this.
Wow.
Last week's performance put him up there. He had over 300 total yards, 2 40-yard run touchdowns,
He should get at least
200+
two
yards on the
votes.
ground.
At least 2 votes. Shit.
Hey,
It's
I hate that he went to Eagles, but I got to admit he's definitely up there for MVP.
it's between him and Josh Allen.
He could, and here's the thing too. He could have 15 touchdowns, but 4 brotherly shoves took those away. So there it is right there. Now
I'll say he's a contender, but if fucking AJ Brown couldn't win it last year, I don't think Saquon will have a chance. But I think he'll at least get a vote or two.
Now I got to ask you guys this. We don't really watch Monday Night Football unless it's our team for the most part, because Monday Night Football has been terrible on ESPN. But this game right here was a throwback. We talked about Broncos and Browns have had a history of playing some good games, and this one did not disappoint. Guys, 41-32. These are supposedly some of the best defenses in the league, and they were outshined by the quarterback and the running back play by both teams. Guys, what was more impressive to you, Bo Nix's play or Jameis Winston and Judy's play by the Browns?
Winston and Judy easily on this one. You knew Judy wanted to go back to Denver and make a name for himself, and the numbers don't lie. 9 for 235 and a touchdown. Hell yeah for him. And clearly, ever since Jameis Winston took over for the injured Deshaun Watson, this team has more life. They're competitive in games, even though they're winning or losing. They've beaten Pittsburgh. They nearly beat Denver if it wasn't for the 2 pick sixes. Jameis Winston, I think if it's Winston and Watson as the quarterbacks going into next year for the Browns, I'm giving the starting job to Jameis Winston at this point. There's nothing about Deshaun Watson that says, okay, he gets to be QB1 again after this Jekyll and Hyde, like what happened in the first couple weeks. And now Jameis Winston is at least making us competitive and almost winning games, if not winning.
Yeah, this is easily the Jameis Winston, Jared Judy. You take away those 2 pick sixes, Cleveland wins. Yeah, it's no question. And it's a surprising win. I mean, Bo Nix didn't even play his best game. He had a touchdown and 2 picks. Winston threw over 400 yards and had 4 touchdowns. Yeah, he had 4 picks, 2 of them for pick 6. So, but it was very impressive. Jared Judy balled out, man. He said, hey, F you. You got rid of me. I'm going to show you what you're missing. And balled out. He did his thing. It came out in a loss, but he did good.
Yeah, this is a crazy fucking game. I wasn't expecting the Broncos to give up 32 fucking points, but yeah, Jameis Winston, I mean, he should have every opportunity to try and win this starting job. If not, just fucking give it to him, see what he could do with it. I did say last week that he was going to throw 3 interceptions, which he fucking did, but he also threw 4 touchdown passes too. Almost 500 yards. Yeah, Jerry Judy, 235 fucking yards off 9 receptions, dude. Holy fuck, man. Yeah, this was while the Broncos won, this was definitely a fucking coming out party for old Judy and Winston together, man.
Two things real quick before we end this recap on this game real quick, guys. I want to ask you too. Did you guys see the fact that Judy, for all the shit talking he did prior to the game, during the game, and to the fans, did you see how humble he was afterwards, apologizing to the other players? I thought that was, and did you see how Cleveland and Denver were shaking hands, like they had a lot of respect for each other? I think that was cool to see.
Honestly, I did see. I'm sorry. It reminded me of an instance back in the 90s, and I forget who the opponent was, but it was when Steve Young was on the 49ers. And the opponent, I think it might have been the Bears or somebody, dragged Steve Young down really fucking hard. And then Steve Young basically wanted to fight the guy. And then afterwards, Steve Young goes, "But hey, man, I'm sorry,
He realized who he was.
Yeah, like Judy, I think just realized like he needed to hype himself up for this game.
Oh, yeah.
And regardless of the score, this game lived up to the hype. No doubt about it. The return, Winston being, an aged veteran quarterback, and the rising Denver Broncos, like it lived up to the hype. So if they can look back and say, we played our asses off, I'm going to apologize and be humble, good for them. I'll give it up to them for that.
Yeah, it's football, man. You're going to talk trash, but at the end of the day, you respect your opponents, because you got to be tough to play this game. So
don't be Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah, last thing I got on this last thing I got on this one, Jameis Winston played his ass off, and Troy Aikman said something during the telecast. He said, if Jameis Winston had been starter since day one, this team would have the same amount of wins as the Ravens. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Maybe not the Ravens. maybe 6. He'll give them 3 wins. 3 extra.
Was when did Deshaun Watson get hurt?
Like,
Four plus weeks ago at least.
Yeah, I think it was like
I know
5 weeks ago.
Because Jameis Winston beat the Ravens.
Yeah,
I think
I think they could probably be at least a 500 team, at least this year.
Yeah, like they only lost to the Eagles by 4. They lost to the Raiders by 4. They lost to the Giants by 6. So there's 3 games. So 3 games switch. That puts them 6-6.
Yeah, I think 3 games.
Yeah, I think he got hurt in the Bengals game.
Okay, so yeah. But if you switch it out, they could be 6-6, maybe 7-5 if they have a lucky day.
Because they were 1-6 with Watson.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. At least 500. Give Jameis some credit.
Yeah, I do like him. He's a gunslinger. So you got to take those interceptions.
Let's get to these picks, baby.
Yeah, let's get to these picks, man. Let's Randy, let's give up the stats real quick before we jump into this.
All righty. For the viewers, wrong slide. For the viewers, Sonia this week going perfect, 16-0. Mateo in second, 15-1. Mario goes 13-3. Matt, aka Grill Master, comes in at 12-4, and Rob down there in 5th place at 11-5. Dom this week goes 16-0 as well. 32-0 combined. How about that? Todd in second place going 14-2. Matt going 13-3 in third place, and me down there in the toilet bowl at 12-4. That pisses me off. 12-4 would win any other fucking week, man.
What a week! Two perfectos. How about that?
Yeah, freaking perfection. That's crazy. I don't think me and Matt have ever hit perfect.
No, never.
There you go.
Well, I'll tell you, in any pools that I've ever played pick'ems, I've never seen anybody go undefeated. This is the first time. I've seen 15-1 or whatever it was back then. You know, guys losing 1, maybe 2 games, but I've never seen a fucking goose egg at the end of the week.
That's crazy, dude.
You should have went to Vegas.
I'm telling you.
I know that parlay would have hit nice.
Yeah, Dominic would not be talking to us ever again if he hit a parlay.
Oh man.
So let's get started, shall we? And it's the Prime Video game, which is Thursday, 2 nights from tonight. Tonight. Tickets going as low as $200 in Detroit, the Motor City Ford Field, where the Lions host the Packers. Huge game for many reasons, because this could affect the Vikings, and it could affect because if they win, the Vikings win. It gets real close right there. Detroit is a 3-point favorite. 51.5 is your over-under. Give me that 20 seconds, Randy. Look, the Packers, I think you guys hit on some good points earlier. The running game is much better. The defense is better, but there's something about Jordan Love. I agree with you guys in this one. Last year, I would have picked the Packers, obviously, but Detroit is on a mission, man, and I think they continue the mission this week, and they stay ahead of both the Lions and deal the Packers a third-place finish in that division.
Yeah, I'm in the same way. I'm throwing up the L for the Lions to get the win in this one. Detroit is, I think, the better team overall. And like I said earlier, there's something about Jordan Love and the Packers. I can't put my finger on it right now. Josh Jacobs will have a day, though. I think Detroit, if they want to win this game rapidly, stop Jacobs, you get the win very easily.
I got to go with those Pesty Lions. I think they're going to beat them. It might be a close game, obviously, a divisional game. Could come down to a field goal. But I'm going to pick the Lions in this one. No need for the rest of my time.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Lions in this one. I'm kind of with Dom. There's just something about the Packers that's kind of iffy, and I think it might show in this. The Packers have already lost to the Lions in Green Bay this year, and now this one's at Ford Field, and Lions have been pretty fucking good at home this year. So yeah, give me the Lions. I like the 3 points though. I'll say that.
I do too.
Yeah, it does right there. So you went from tickets going as low as $200 for that good matchup on Thursday to Sunday's first game. Oh, can you smell it? It is the shit storm coming from Tennessee. 100% shit in that stadium. Tickets
you can get in free.
Yeah, I was gonna say tickets going as low as $11. 11.
There is beers on Broadway Street.
Shit, I might
more
go.
than $11.
Yeah, I think the
11
hot
bucks.
dogs are more than $11.
Yeah.
54 degrees, a nice day in Tennessee and Nashville, but it's who you're watching. The Will Levitt show versus Mac Jones and the Jaguars, 2-10, 0-6 on the road. Just give me 10 seconds for this one. Okay, I like the touchdown Titans. 10-7 winners. I think they barely cover they don't cover the 4 points that they're favored.
I will say I'll take the rest of the 10 seconds on that one.
Oh, well.
It's all right. We're screwing the producer of the Stars tonight. It's all right. Give me Tennessee. I like their defense a little bit better than Jacksonville, but it could be all kicks in this game. Not gonna lie.
I got Tennessee. I look for Tony Pollard to have a great game. Give me the Titans. You're gonna pick the Jaguars, aren't you?
I think I'm gonna pick the Jacksonville Jaguars. I just think Mac Jones is gonna show up, outplay fucking Will Levis, because that's not hard to do. You just don't throw fucking interceptions. So I actually like the 4 points. Give me Jacksonville 20-16.
He's calling for 2 touchdowns, or at least 3 touchdowns.
Interesting.
All right, so next CBS game is not much better. Sorry. Jets 3-9, 1-5 on the road. Go to Miami to play on them Dolphins. 5-7. Their playoff hopes are dangling like balls on an 80-year-old man.
I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do that.
77 degrees, kind of humid down there in Miami. Miami's a 6-point favorite. 44.5 is the over-under. Let me get that 20 seconds. I want to go with the Jets, and I've said that a bunch of times this year because I love Randy. Randy's my good friend. But I have to go with Miami because they have a Dolphin, and it's in warm weather. I will agree with Randy that they are going to split, but not this game. Give me the Dolphins.
You forgot to sing your song.
Miami Dolphins.
This little 2-game interdivision series will be a split, and the Dolphins will get round 1 win at home. It's the Heat. It's Hard Rock Stadium. They need it definitely more than the Jets in the scope of the playoffs. It could be a little high scoring in the 20s, kind of like Seattle and the Jets were this week, but give me the Dolphins.
What do they say? Miami Dolphins.
Oh.
Give me the Dolphins in the get-right game. They're bouncing back. Who better than to play the Jets? A divisional game. They're going to put up 40 against the Jets. I'm trying to tell you right now, it's going to be a good game for the Dolphins. They're going to blow them out.
Oh,
give me the Dolphins. Miami Dolphins.
Miami
Dolphins.
He's smoking the hot to a loud pack.
Hey, boy,
Man, listen, it's gonna be the Dolphins. I think it'll still be close because the Dolphins fucking suck. I like the 44.5 points. I like the Dolphins by 6. So yeah, give me the Dolphins 26-20.
Oh, okay. See what happens.
Little hot two in there.
Little hot to it.
Now a coming home game. And tickets in Minneapolis are going for $115, lowest price here. 5.5-point favorite are the Vikings as they host the Atlanta Falcons, who are barely holding on to that division lead over the Buccaneers because they have the tiebreaker, but the same record. Guys, do the Vikings get that victory and stay in second place, or do the Falcons continue to flounder or take that division? Give me that 20 seconds. Dude, this is the Kirk Cousins game right here. Give me Kirk Cousins to stick it to the Vikings, baby.
Ooh.
I still think the Falcons lose that division. I'm on board with you guys, but I don't think it's this week that they lose that division. I think, again, I'm waiting for this Vikings team to fall apart. Maybe this week.
The best thing about the Falcons has been Bijan Robinson. And Minnesota does a terrific job of stopping the run. Skull. Skull. They're going to do it. Hey, it's a Minnesota home game. They are a completely different team at home than on the road. Give me the Vikings. After watching Thursday, they're going to be chomping at the bit to get out there and play.
Hey, I like the Falcons to win their division, but they're not winning this game. Skull game, man. Come on now. Minnesota easily in this one, man. Tom, what you smoking, man? What you smoking tonight?
The good.
Hey, you got that good.
He's smoking that How about that?
You pick.
You like that?
Oh.
You like that?
Give me Minnesota, man. Easy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikings solely because they're at home. Public defender fucking face again. Like it's the Falcons, bro. I have no trust. I'm like Dominic last year. I have no faith in the Falcons right now. And
Falcons kicked my ass last year and pick them.
you know, if I got no faith in you and you got me picking fucking Sam Darnold and company, like you know you suck.
So I get a victory over you guys. Cool. Now let's move on to another game where they should be paying you. You not paying them. The tickets are going as low as $22 for this one. 45 degrees and partly cloudy in upstate New York. New York Giants 2-10, 0-6 at home. Does that change against the Saints, who are 4-8, 1-4 on the road? 5-point favorites are the Saints. Give me that 20 seconds. It is not about the game itself, as beautiful it is to watch football games and the players hitting each other and just the constant play.
Where you go with this, man?
This game's gonna be boring as shit. If you do not have the NFL Sunday ticket and you're forced to watch this in your area, I'm sorry in advance. Give me the Giants to lose.
Oh,
I don't need 20 seconds. All I'm going to say is this. This game's going to end in a tie. No, I'm just kidding. It could. But give me the Saints in this one.
I don't need the seconds either. Give me the Saints.
Randy?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Saints. Giants are just playing horrible this year, and they're really shitty at home. And the Saints almost beat the fucking Rams last week, so I think they bounce back and get a dub this week.
Randy, if Dominique would have called a tie and they got a tie, he's automatically number one for next year. Like you just have to play slide no matter what.
Hey, I thought Tampa Bay and Carolina might have ended in a tie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but if you call a tie and it actually happens, I give up.
Hey, you know what though? I kind of did call that Tampa where I said it was going to be tied. Baker Mayfield was going to run down, but I almost had it.
You almost. All right, let's move on to a game two that this looks like. I don't know. Could it be close? Could it not? Tickets going for as low as $136 in the Brotherly Love area or Brotherly Shove area. Philadelphia 10-2. Hosting the 3-9 scrappy Panthers all of a sudden. 47 degrees is your temperature. The total points is 45.5, and Philly is a 12-point favorite. Give me that 20 seconds.
You need 20 seconds?
No. But I'll just say this. The Eagles will cover. I think they will cover. As good as the Panthers have been playing, they will cover that 12 points.
Based on how bad last week Carolina was against the run game of Tampa Bay, which is mediocre at best with Bucky Irving, Saquon at least 150 yards and a pair of tutties.
He might give up in the first half. They're just. I already got 200 yards, so he
give it to Gainwell.
Yeah. So give me the Eagles, man. There's no question.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles in this one too. It's a no-brainer. It's like Dom said, Carolina hasn't been that great at stopping the run. They showed last week just how terrible they really are. And you got Saquon Barkley coming, into the fold. I'm with Dom. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets fucking 150, 200 yards on the ground.
Easily.
Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, it should be a blowout, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened. And speaking of stranger things happening, Cleveland, as we talked about earlier, has been playing better with Jameis Winston at the helm. These two teams played each other with opposite records last time, and the Browns came out on top. They're playing again. Browns this time in Pittsburgh. Tickets going as low as 136. Temperature 47 degrees, partly cloudy. Oh, the over, not the over. And I keep saying it. Total points is 43.5, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are 6.5-point favorites at home. They have opposite records, 3-9 versus 9-3. Let's go. I keep asking myself, is this another trap game or not? But then I'm thinking Tomlin is not going to let it happen twice. I do think the Browns play pretty damn good in this game, so I could see a 20-17 victory by the Steelers. It's going to be close. Rivalry game, these two teams, it's going to be fun.
I'm right there with you. I think it's going to be a rivalry game. Steelers know what happened a couple weeks ago on a snowy Thursday night. No snow. I think no problem for the Steelers this time around. get things in the division back in the right direction. This will give them 10 wins, and they could be sitting on the bubble of dethroning the Baltimore Ravens at some point. So Steelers need it. They'll get it.
I ain't gonna lie to you guys. This is a trap game, man, because the Browns did something to the Broncos, and the Broncos defense ain't not bad at all. And yeah, hey, man, Browns might mess around and win this one. I'm gonna pick Steelers in a field goal game. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah, I got a feeling. Maybe I'm tripping, and maybe I just haven't been really paying attention. But I feel like these fucking NFC North games have just been, especially these matchups, just been wild. I got a feeling this one's going to be high scoring. I wouldn't be surprised if it's similar to the fucking Pittsburgh Cincinnati game, especially the way Cleveland just played. But give me Pittsburgh by like 3, 40-37.
Oh, dang.
Take the over.
Hey, take it over.
We're all calling for close Steeler wins, so let's see how that one plays out. Now, if this was 2002, it'd be the Gruden Bowl. Instead, it's the Toilet Bowl. Buccaneers 6-6, 2-4 at home. That's the real reason why they're not.
Who they playing, Todd?
Raiders, who are 2-10 with Antonio Pierce at the helm. Tampa Bay's 6.5-point favorite. Tickets going as low as $54. Temperature-wise, not a problem. 70 degrees and balmy in Tampa. 20 seconds right here. Look, the Raiders have no quarterback, and it's going to continue to be very, very frustrating to watch them on offense. But I think the Buccaneers get it done and they cover that 6.5. I say they win by at least 10. They're going to need to win that game because Atlanta will have beaten Minnesota by that time. But go ahead.
This to me, Tampa Bay's, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans. We've talked about it at length over the last couple of weeks with the NFC South division. Give me Tampa in this one. Again, if you have fantasy and you need to place a bet, place the over on Brock Bowers. He will get his touches in this game for the Raiders. But everything after that, not happening. Give me Tampa.
Yeah, this is going to be a no-brainer for me, too. Give me the Buccaneers, baby. Come on, man. The Raiders are tanking. They might lose by 30 if you ask me, man. Baker definitely going to throw for over 3 touchdowns. 3 or more, for sure.
Give me the Buccaneers.
James says Baker will throw 4 touchdowns, Bucks by 21.
I
can see it.
I can see it.
Now let's move on to the first of a few 1:00 games, and that is my Birds, the Seahawks, traveling into Arizona, playing the Cardinals for the second time in 3 weeks. Tickets going as low as $74 in Arizona. Arizona's a 2.5-point favorite. Total points is 44.5. This is a battle for that division.
I wonder who you gonna pick, Todd.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Listen, the midget is the midget, and he is the midget for a reason because he comes up small in big games. I think Seattle has learned from their previous games earlier in the season where they just played stupid, and I think they are going to get it together and beat the Cardinals again.
Teams got to get hot at the right time of the year in Seattle. After that bye week is getting hot at the right time. Kyler Murray whispered in my ear and said, "Call me by my name. Call me by my name." So, unfortunately, the calling of the name will help Todd. And as a Niner lover and a Seahawk hater, Kyler Murray ain't going to get it done. Give me the Seahawks.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys something. My favorite color is red, believe it or not. And that means I'm picking that red bird, the Cardinals. I believe they beat you guys. They're going to actually dominate you guys.
Oh.
I smell it. I feel it. I'm ready to go off. Give me the Cards.
The way you described it, I don't want to agree with you now. You presented that. But I'm actually gonna agree with Matt. I for some reason I don't like Seattle. I think you're right now. You know what? It took all you had and the fucking refs to beat the fucking Jets. So, I mean, Yeah, I think the Cardinals are going to win this. I think they're going to break your fucking heart at the end of the game by kicking a last-second field goal. Give me the Cardinals 27-24.
You know, if every team wins except the Seahawks this week, boy, is that division going to be upside down.
Oh, man.
So let's move on to the next game, and that is the Buffalo Bills playing another team in that division, the Rams. The Rams have the toughest opponent, though, out of that division this week by far. Tickets going as low as $92 at SoFi. Buffalo's a 5-point road dog. 49.5 is your total points. Give me that 20 seconds. I love the Bills. I think they're on a mission as well. They're like a team like Detroit. I don't think this is a trap game. I think the Bills dominate from opening kickoff all the way through. From the moment that loser goes, whose house? It's the Bills' house, baby. Bills Mafia.
Up with that hate, man.
Hey, I got a nice first-handed seed at the Buffalo Bills last week in their home field in the snow. They're going to bring a little East Coast style to the West Coast. They're going to beat the Rams in this one. I think it'll be a little high scoring. Again, Nakua and Kupp have been the main offensive punch for the Rams. They'll get their time. They'll get their points. Josh Allen's a stud. Give me the Bills.
I'm going to take 10 seconds to appreciate some of these comments. Cal Cosmo talking about, damn, man, I liked you until you said your favorite color was red. You already know what it is. And then James, Big Game James, B-dogging me over here. Talking blood stuff. Nah, but real quick, the Bills going to win. No need to go into this easily. They're going to win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Buffalo in this one. The Rams struggled against the Saints. Didn't play their best ball. And I mean, they still won, but you're not going to get away with playing like that against Buffalo and think you're going to fucking win. So I think Buffalo wins this by 2 scores, 28-14.
I can see that. Now we move on to Santa Clara, the 49ers. Dominique's favorite team right there. The Niners are 5-7, 3-3 at home. The Bears, Bears 4-8, 0-5 on the road. Tickets going as low as $82. Like I said, 62 degrees and partly cloudy. Niners are a 4.5-point favorite. 43.5 is your total points. Give me that 20 seconds. Caleb Williams. Don't like him as a quarterback. Niners, the curse. Doubly cursed. New coach for the Bears. New attitude for the Bears. The Bears pull the upset. Get their first road win.
You're not wrong in this world that we live in these days, but 49ers get back to the West Coast. 1.5% chance. Something's got to happen. And I think Brock Purdy, Isaac Guerrero is going to be the new starting RB1 for the Niners. He's going to have a day, get it to Kittle. Niners got to get a get-right game, get back, get a win against the Bears.
I couldn't wait for you to say what you have to say. Look at here. The Bears are going to get a get-right game. They're going to have a new head coach. They almost won last week. They want that. They almost won the last 5 games. Give me the Bears. This is not even an upset, but just give me the Bears, baby.
I was 16-0 last week for a reason.
In your face.
He pulls the card. He pulls
the card.
That's why I went last, like Copy Dom this week. And just like that, I'm going to copy Dom. I'm going with the 49ers. I think it's a bounce right. I think it's a get right game for San Francisco. Bounce back. They just got their ass kicked. They're pissed off. They're back at home, and Chicago fucking sucks. Give me the 49ers by 7. No, actually, you know what? I take that back. Give me the 49ers by 14. 28-14.
All right. Let's go.
Will Caleb cry to his mom if that's the case?
He probably will.
Don't be so disrespectful. That's a grown man somewhere.
His mama will paint his name.
Hey, don't.
I got to ask Caleb, though, does the carpet match the drapes? So, Chargers at the Chiefs with a peacock game of the week. $95 is the lowest ticket there in Kansas City, 48 degrees. So the weather not really a factor. Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites, 42.5 is your total points. And watch the refs, the refereeing crew for this one. We'll see how that plays a factor. We actually have to think about that now as the Chiefs play the Chargers. So give me that 20 seconds. I am going to go yet again with another upset. As I believe the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh will get a much-needed victory because the division's out of reach, I think, by now. But I think this puts a stain on the Chiefs, and the Bills take advantage.
I want to say Chargers so badly.
Say it.
But here are the problems.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs,
Mm-hmm.
Sunday Night Football,
Mm-hmm.
prime time, everybody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the Chiefs because, God forbid, they might lose in prime time. Have they lost a primetime game yet this year? No.
I wish I would have thought of that, Dominique. Damn it, I'm regretting my pick.
But Chargers made close.
First of all, disrespectful to all Chargers fans. You already know we keeping that Charger hate going on. We're a big game. Randy, Rally Chris, Joshua, all you Chargers fans, y'all not beating the Chiefs. Come on now. I already told y'all.
Did you just confuse me with Rally Chris?
I thought I saw you and I was like, it started with an R, okay? Goddamn it. Give me the Chiefs.
Never mind. I gotta go. You know what? I was gonna pick the upset until Todd did, and I realized, well, he's not really good when it comes to picking upsets. And Dom broke it down really fucking well, and I was like, you know what? That's why I'm last place. I'm gonna keep picking what Dom does. Give me the Chiefs. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be a thing where both defenses really show up. It's gonna be low scoring. I don't even think it's gonna be in the 42. I think it'll be something like a 17-13 game. Or it might be 14-14, and then the Chiefs just come back and fucking get a last second field goal to win it, like they've been doing all.
This is what you can do, boys. Here's the test. You can cheat off it if you need it.
Listen, all I'm going to say is number 1 ranked road defense, the Chargers. So I have a feeling.
It's okay.
I hope for the upset. I really do.
Now to the irrelevant, Monday night game of the week, which is the Cincinnati Bengals, 4-8, traveling into Big D to take on the Cowboys. 5-7.
Hey, don't start with that. Don't start with that bull. Okay, show some respect to my team.
Well, that bull jive over there. Come on, man.
I didn't do nothing.
Now, all we have to do is weigh it out. Which one's better, Jaguars, Titans, or Bengals, Cowboys? No,
you know what? Hey,
same game.
Hey, bring it.
Do I need 20 seconds for this?
You better show some respect to my team.
All right,
Yeah. Take 20 seconds. Talk a little shit.
I will say this. Since I won last week, just for shits and giggles, this is the points game tiebreaker of the week.
Let's do it.
Okay. I like that.
We'll spice it up.
Okay.
20 seconds.
I'm gonna take first crack at it. Give me 43 points total for this one right here. Bengals are a 5-point favorite. I think they honor that. I think Rush is not. He's rushing into that victory column. Not this week. I think Burrow and the Bengals put up some points. As bad as that defense is, it's still better than the Cowboys.
When I say who day, you say Bengals. Who day?
Bengals.
There you go. See, give me the Bengals in this one on the road in Dallas. Both defenses are not good right now. Yes, Michael Parsons is back and he's playing dominant. Joe Burrow, high offense. Give me a final total of 34-27 Bengals, which is 61.
Wow.
I had to put my shades on because I don't want to see you haters talking smack. Right? You know what I'm saying? I had to block you guys out because I already knew all y'all were going to pick the Bengals because y'all don't know any better. Okay, I got to teach you guys some little thing here called this Cowboy run. Okay, we're going to win. We're going to beat the Bengals. There's no question about it. All right. The question is how much we're going to win by. I think we're going to win by somebody. Maybe a field goal. How about them boys? Let's go. Smoking that pack.
Well, you can go ahead and keep Stevie Wonder's glasses because he can see all your fucking bullshit. I'm gonna tell you right now, Cincinnati's gonna knock the fucking brakes off fucking Dallas. And you know what? Give me 55 points. I think Cincinnati's going to crush these
For us.
motherfuckers. I think
For
you're going to
us.
see something like 35-17. Cincinnati. They just put up 38 against the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers. Cowboys don't stand a chance. Come on.
Can we clip that, Stevie Wonder? That's the clip of the week right there. There it is.
Come on now. The Cowboys. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, man. Look at them boys.
Hey, when I think of the Dallas Cowboys, the only sound I ever hear is followed by
Cool, spit on that
very
thing.
loud.
Hey, play my sound bite, Brandy. You play my sound
Hey,
bite.
don't be so disrespectful, okay?
Thank you, baby. Don't be so disrespectful, okay? I'm trying to tell y'all. Look, when I come back next week, I don't want to hear none of y'all talking smack, okay? I want to be up here first so I can tell you. I want y'all to congratulate me next week. I want to hear none of y'all.
Hey, on a serious note, when Matt does pick the Cowboys like he does, the only thing that I can ever think of.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
You know, if Dallas
Hey, you
wins,
went viral, so okay, so
if Dallas wins, Todd, myself, and Randy just don't come. It should just be Matt's show for 2 hours at this point.
I know. Look, all I'm going to say right here as we end the show, because we did the 2 stories. We recapped our games. We recapped the rest of the NFL. We gave you our expert picks. You guys and gals chimed in, which we much appreciated. We hope you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and then share it to a friend, tell a neighbor, shout it out at the top of a rooftop. Let them know about the Unfiltered Sports Podcast. Let them know how good we did and how good you did. And last thing I'll say is I hope, Randy, that you play my slide in my music because I've heard it and I want everyone else to hear it, but I've got to win, damn it. And Dominic keeps stealing my shine.
I was telling my coworker, I was showing him all the songs that we have for everybody today. And he was like, man, those are really good. And I was like, yeah, the only thing that sucks about them is fucking 3 of them probably won't ever get played.
There's only one originator.
Hey, I'm winning next week. Book it. And I'm going to get that 2-hour show, Cow Slippers. You watch. Hey.
I swear, if he wins, I quit. Going another week of that bullshit.
Now, since I have such a huge gap in the overall standings, I think I should be forced to pick a tie of the week.
Yeah, you know what? That could help
we
us.
We might have to do that at some point. Pick the tie of the week.
The cockiness comes out. Any final thoughts, guys?
Perfection.
Go ahead. Go.
Okay, now we can't say nothing. All
right.
right.
Here's my final thought. My final thought is I want to see all you guys here next week. Okay, don't chicken out now. Don't y'all chicken out because I'm gonna be here proud. Cowboys up, baby. Be here.
I don't know if he's gonna be proud. I'm sure the Cowboys are gonna lose. The Ravens are gonna lose. The Ravens. Who else did he fucking pick? The Dolphins. I'm sure the Dolphins are gonna lose. All I know is I don't know if I'm going to get second place. Right now, I just got to try to beat fucking Todd, get his ass back into the fucking toilet seat, man, because this last week was whole bullshit from up and down. But my final thoughts are thank you for checking us out here on the Unfiltered Sports Podcast. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Smash that bell notification so you're notified every time we're here live on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern time. On behalf of Todd, Dominic, and that shitty Cowboys fan. We'll see you guys next week here on the Unfiltered Sports Podcast.
This isn't just another sports talk show. No filters, no excuses. Just sports the way it was meant to be. This is the Unfiltered Sports Podcast.